This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today's topic is disorder of eyelashes. It's not disorders of the eyelids. If disorders of eyelids, then it will be ectropion, entropion. All those some things will come into play. But this is disorders of eyelashes. Okay, so we have eyelashes both in the upper eyelid and lower eyelid. You know the anatomy of eyelid, I think. So disorders of eyelashes: trichiasis, metaplastic lashes, dystichiasis, theriasis, palpebrum, madarosis, and poliosis. The most common is trichiasis, dystrichiasis, and madarosis poliosis. Okay, so now coming to trichiasis, you can see here in this picture where I'm pointing out the arrow mark. The eyelashes normally in the up eyelid, it has to be forward, outward, and upward. Okay, so it will be in a curve. Females will be knowing more about that. Okay, it will be curved upwards, but in lower eyelid it will be curved downwards, right? So this is lower eyelid. You can see here the eyelashes are straight like this. They are not curved downwards like this. Okay, so when they are like this, they will go and touch the cornea, right? There you can see they are straight. The trichiasis means it is misdirection of the normal lashes posteriorly. Anteriorly means outside, away from the eyelid margin. So it is misdirected in the opposite direction, that is posteriorly. So when it is misdirected posteriorly, you can see it is going and rubbing the cornea here. If the eyelashes here are misdirected, they will go and rub the conjunctiva. They will go and touch the cornea continuously and conjunctiva like this. Okay, most frequently you see trichiasis with lower eyelids only. So this is misdirection of the normal lashes posteriorly, that is backwards, so that it will go and rub the conjunctiva and cornea. So what are the complications you see with this? So you can see when they are touching the cornea or conjunctiva like this, there will be irritation, right? So when there is irritation, they will start rubbing. They will continuously start rubbing. So because of continuous rubbing and because of the touching of the lashes to the cornea, the patient will have lot of irritation and there will be redness, congestion will be there. You can see here the picture itself says there is water here. There will be continuous watering will be there, and sometimes they will damage the epithelium of the cornea. Okay, because they are going and touching the cornea like this, they will damage the epithelium cornea because they are present. This is more common with inferior lid, the inferior part of the cornea. Sorry, today I don't have my pen with me to draw. I'll just mark with the arrow. You can see this is the inferior part where I'm drawing like a drawing. Most commonly, this inferior part of the cornea will have punctate epitheliopathy. Punctate epitheliopathy means there will be loss of epithelium in a dots manner. Punctate means small dots manner. There will be punctate epitheliopathy, mostly inferior because they are touching the inferior cornea only, these lashes. So further, what happens if we don't treat the patient in this phase only, these epithelial abrasions, whatever are there, or epitheliopathy, whatever you're talking, the epithelial defects, they all will coalesce and form a big epithelial defect. Because of secondary bacterial infection, this epithelial defect will convert into ulcer. So there will be corneal ulcer formation. You know what ulcer does? Because there is ulcer, obviously there will be a vascularity because the limbal stem cells which are present in the limbus, this is the limbus, right? The junction between the cornea and the conjunctiva, this part is the limbus. So here there will be some cells called as stem cells which will not allow the conjunctiva to grow onto the cornea. Okay, this will not, because it is a margin here, marker here. demarcation here. These limbal stem cells, they will not allow the conjunctiva to grow onto the cornea. That's the reason, unless there is pterygium or some pathology, normally this conjunctiva will never grow onto the cornea. So because here limbal stem cells also get damaged because of this trichiasis. Okay, so this damage, okay, will cause ulceration, and the limbal stem cells deficiency is there with occurs, and this will lead to pannus formation. That is, vascularity will come onto the cornea. Usually cornea is a avascular structure, so this as vascularity will start and there will be pannus formation also. So trichiasis means posterior misdirection of the normal eyelashes, most commonly seen in the lower lid. Okay, so this is about trichiasis. So what are the treatment options you have? First one is epilation. What is epilation? You can see this misdirected lash. I'm taking this an example. This lash, you will have a special forceps called as epilation forceps. Okay, this epilation forceps, you have to hold the lash here at the at the root of the eyelash. You have to hold it here and you just pluck it off. Okay, you have to pluck it off. If you cut here, again this sharp margin will cause more damage to the cornea. So you have to make sure that you have to cut, or you have to pluck, hold the lash at the root and pluck. Okay, this is called as epilation. The disadvantage of this is, as the hair, once you remove it also it will grow, so recurrences will be there within few weeks. The eyelash will grow again within few weeks, and again it will go and touch the cornea. So the patient has to come to you regularly and get them removed. Okay, second treatment option is electrolysis. This electrolysis means there will be a machine called as electrolysis machine. With that you will just cauterize it. You will just cauterize the root of the lid. Again the same treatment, same thing, frequent repetitions is required. Okay, next one is cryotherapy. If too many lashes are touching the cornea, okay, if 1 or 2 lashes or minimum 5 lashes, you can pluck them or you can go with electrolysis. But if there are too many lashes, then you have to go for cryotherapy. Cryotherapy, no, cold. You have to keep a probe and you have to damage the hair follicle. Okay, next option is laser ablation. You have to apply laser to the follicles. It is also for few lashes only. Next one is surgery. So what surgery we can do? We can just 1 second. So sorry for the delay. So what type of surgery we will do? Most commonly with entropion, this trichiasis is associated. What is entropion? Inward turning of the lid margin. Inward, entro means inward turning of the lid margin. When there is inward turning of the lid margin, all the eyelashes will go and touch the cornea. So because of that, we have to do entropion surgery. If you do entropion surgery and correct the lid margin position, then there will be no trichiasis. So we have to go for entropion surgery. Okay, so this is about trichiasis. So next one is metaplastic lashes. These are aberrant lashes. They are arising from the meibomian gland orifices. They are normally not present, but they are aberrant lashes that arises from the meibomian gland orifices. So what are the causes for this? Cicatrizing conjunctivitis, that is Stevens-Johnson syndrome, or any chemical burns, all these can lead to metaplastic lashes. Okay, next one is dystichiasis. What is dystichiasis? Normally we'll have only one row of lashes in the lower lid, but sometimes from the meibomian gland orifices there will be formation of second row of lashes that arise from the meibomian gland orifices. This is always congenital. It is autosomal dominantly inherited. Okay, so what treatment you have to give for this? You have to separate the lid margin into two lamellae, that is the anterior and posterior lamellae, and you have to cauterize, or sorry, can get cryotherapy to the apply cryotherapy to the posterior lamellae, and again you have to oppose the lamellae, both the lamellae. Then these meibomian gland orifices will get blocked and no lashes will be erased for in the future. Okay, so this is called as dystichiasis, means two rows of lashes in the lower lid, most commonly in the lower lid. Two rows of lashes is called as dystichiasis. Okay. What is Theriasis palpebrae? This is infestation of lashes by crab louse. Okay, and its ova typically affects children with poor hygienic conditions. So lice, they have a grip with the base of the lash. At the base of the lash, you can see there will be the ova of, or you can see crab louse also, even in older patients who have poor hygiene. In these patients, recently we have seen in our in our OPD, one old lady, very old lady, she's past 90 years old. She came, and once we saw in the slit lamp, there are many crab louse, many crab louse. I don't know how she's staying like that. So you can see nits and empty shells adhering to the base of the lashes. So the next condition is madarosis. What is madarosis? You know, what are the conditions where we see madarosis? One of the common conditions where we see madarosis of the eyebrows also. What is that? Most common systemic condition. See, if you don't answer, it's not correct. You have to answer. Someone or the other, you have to answer. Okay, then I'll mark absent to all the people. To all the students, I'll absent mark.
Leprosy, ma'am.
Unless I tell about attendance, you people will not speak. Huh? See, once you go to exam, you're not able to write anything. I'm telling you, if you be like this. First of all, there is no clinical exposure for you people. The whole year is gone. Huh? How will you learn? Okay, it's up to you. Okay, so decrease in the number or complete loss of the lashes is called as madarosis. Just like eyebrows, there will be loss of complete or partial loss of eyelashes. So causes, it can be chronic anterior lid margin disease, like blepharitis, cicatrizing conjunctivitis, like that, or some infiltrating tumors, sometimes burns. If the patient undergoes radiotherapy or cryotherapy, then there will be madarosis. Okay, so some systemic causes, even alopecia, psoriasis, all these also, hypothyroidism, all these also can lead to this thing, madarosis. Okay, so next condition is scoliosis, premature localized whitening of the hair. You can see here the patient is young, but there is premature whitening of the eyelashes. So what are the ocular associations? Chronic anterior blepharitis, sympathetic ophthalmitis, and systemic associations Vogt-Koyanati-Hayada syndrome and Waardenburg syndrome. So these are all the conditions where we see disorders of eyelashes. First one is trichiasis, that is misdirection of the eyelashes posteriorly. Second one is metaplastic lashes. Third one is dystichiasis, double lining of the eyelashes. Next, Theriasis palpebrum, we can see nits on the crab loss in the eyelashes, madarosis, partial or complete loss of eyelashes, and poliosis, whitening of the eyelashes. So these are the disorders of the eyelashes. So do you have any doubt? So this trichiasis can be both congenital and acquired also. Most commonly it is congenital, but sometimes it can be acquired also. Just one second. Yeah. But sometimes it can be acquired also. That's it. Any doubts you have?